Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I'm super excited to do this one. We are doing a gear haul, unboxing, and setup of our new DJI Mavic 2 Pro drone. We got the new Mavic 2 Pro drone because I've been using the first gen Mavic Pro for about 2 years now, and it finally met its end when we were on our trip to Baja. It just stopped working, and the Mavic 2 Pro has so many nice new features, like a better camera, you can go faster, longer battery life, and I'm super excited to get flying with this thing because I love droning, and this one's going to be a lot better. With the drone, we bought the Fly More kit, which just gives you a bunch more accessories to make it easier to fly and travel with it. We actually got this as well for the original Mavic Pro. This time it's going to be beauty with this one. Alright, I'm going to be unboxing the drone itself first, and we'll get to the Fly More kit in a minute. But I actually, 3 years ago, we started droning with a 3DR drone, we nicknamed it the Beast because it's so big. And that was early technology with drones, but when we saw DJI came out with the Mavic Pro, it was a lot smaller. It had a built-in camera, because previously you'd plug in a GoPro, and it had 3 batteries that you could take with it, as well as charge simultaneously with their battery hub. I just loved everything about it. And everything for us when we're overlanding, we need some speed to be able to, like the drone has to be able to go fast down the road following us with the cars. All of the software that goes into, like with the remote and the drone itself, to be able to do like stabilization modes, even airplane modes, and things that fly around you just to get perfect shots for everything that you want, all just appeal to us a ton. And now that that broke, it was really sad, but at the same time, they recently came out with Mavic 2 Pro, which has an upgraded camera, faster speeds, a low sound reduction, tons of different things that are better and better technology with the drone itself. Even with the batteries, like I said, we bought that Fly More kit that came with the 3 extra batteries, and the guy at Best Buy, when we were buying it, actually said that the old technology started to short out the battery's lifetime. Switching it couldn't handle the switch between the 3 batteries. So I actually noticed that. It says on the old generation Mavic Pro that you can have 21 to 24 minutes of flight time, when most of the time when I'm in sport mode moving around and flying, getting tons of different shots, I'd have like 9 minutes by the end of its life. Really, 9 minutes would be pushing it. So this has 31 minutes of flight time, and they said no matter what you're doing. I'm sure in sport mode, zipping around everywhere, going 72 kilometers an hour, that might be shortened a little bit, but still the increase is going to be amazing for filming. The lowered sound reduction will also be nice with the new props, because flying around people, sometimes it annoys them, and it sounds like a big bee's nest is just buzzing around you. So the lowered sound will just be pretty convenient. But I'm actually going to take out the drone itself now, and with the Fly More kit you get 2 batteries, and the drone in the box comes with 1, so now you'll have 3. And the charger hub can charge 4 batteries, I'm pretty sure, at once, or all on one station. It charges one full, goes to the next, goes to the next, goes to the next, so you can get them all done. You also get a car charger, so you can charge 1 at a time when you're traveling, which is just convenient. But yeah, I'm just gonna pull everything out. So everything's now unboxed. I actually pulled up the other drone and remote just so you can see the difference. And first off, aesthetically pleasing, I like the look and feel of the new drone, and even the remote. Also size, this one seems more narrow, this one's a little bit longer. Doesn't really mean much, but just looking at it. Also, the one cool thing about the Mavic Pro and a lot of the DJI drones is they have that like omnidirectional avoidance system. This seems to have more cameras to be able to detect that, as well as just detectors. So I assume that is probably quite a bit better. I've actually had an experience where I crashed this into a lake, and we have it on video. It went down like fairly deep, at least to here in the water, crashed in there, pulled itself back up, crashed again, and then eventually just flew off right back and landed itself where I had taken off, which was pretty amazing. And we used it for basically another 8 months until now it finally died. One more thing is, between the Mavic Pro 1st gen and the Mavic 2 now, you can't switch the battery. So if you did buy the Fly More kit like us, you're gonna have 3 batteries as well as a drone. That the batteries can't really be switched, which is a bit of a bummer, but the battery time on these ones, and these actually are thicker batteries, I notice. So that's probably why they last longer. I'm just gonna set it up in these boxes. This one has props and some paper. This has the remote charger, and this is the just a plug-in for the battery, like a single plug-in, which you'll probably use in the hub. Like if it's like the other Fly More kit, you use this wire, plug it into the bottom of this like square hub where you can plug in all 4 batteries. But I'm just gonna kind of set it up and then see how it goes. Alright, so I'm going to put on the props first, and I just want to see the difference between the old props and now these noise reduction props, and it should be pretty cool. After that, the joysticks need to be attached. They're in the remote here, which is awesome. I actually didn't know that from the previous one. You can pop off, I don't know if it's on the 1st gen, because like I said, we bought this basically when it came out, but on this one, on the remote, the joysticks fit in right here, so you can take them off and it will fit nicer into a bag. It's a lower profile even on the remote, which is pretty nice. But I'm just gonna see what these look like getting set up. The setup process on a DJI drone is really simple. Everything's labeled, everything says where it has to go. Even the props, there's silver and then there's black, so you know where to put them. And yeah, it's not a complicated setup, so it's nothing to be afraid of. Even for getting the firmware set up on the remote, I think you just download things with your phone. You download the DJI Mavic 4 app and then download for your specific drone which one you need for the firmware to start updating and get set up for your area. And then you get registered with the FAA to be able to fly in the States. Again, straight off, the camera difference between these two, now that I got the props on, if you just look at the cameras, this camera is gigantic compared to this little one on here. And this is a 2.8 28mm camera on here, and it can shoot 4K at 60 frames per second. And this one shoots 4K at like 16 frames per second, so you get a much bigger advantage to be able to get really clean footage in the air. Another thing is with the battery, it tells you to set it up. You push it once and then you push and hold for 2 seconds and then it powers up. You got to charge everything up fully before you use it, just for healthy batteries. I'm going to set up the other drone to see the size. And if you've owned a DJI Mavic Pro, like the 1st gen, the setup is basically the same. The wings go in the same way. You push them down, you twist them to lock it. They've got silver rings and silver lines on where the silver ones go, and then the blacks just go on the black. Again, just looking at the wing difference, these wings are bigger as well. They have like this curved shape for noise reduction. The size, this one is actually considerably larger, I think due to the bigger battery, bigger camera, a lot more sensors all around it. So it's got a lot more software in it. I think last thing, I just got to put the joysticks onto the remote. That's actually really simple. You just stick them on where they go and then twist to tighten. I actually don't know if the remote's larger. I'm just going to see. The remotes are pretty much identical. The antennas look basically the same. Everything looks about the same on them. One's black, one's gray. I actually like the gray. So everything that's in the Fly More kit is actually right here on the front of it. I'm going to open it up and set it all out. But again, we owned the 3DR drone. I think they made one for residential use. They're mostly commercial and military. Well, that thing we called the beast because it was giant. This one fits, everything fits into there, and it's so simple to carry. When we were in New Zealand, we had the 3DR drone, and it had a backpack that seriously took up my entire back. It was like a 50-liter backpack just to fit that thing in. It didn't collapse. The props could come off, but the remote was fixed. With these remotes, they collapse up super small. Even now, you can take off the joysticks to make it even more of a low profile. With the old 3DR one, it was like this big. You had a set for your phone to be placed in there. It was gigantic. Nothing could be collapsed, and yeah, it was just a really big old thing. It even had batteries like this big that would last for 30 minutes, more like 15 to 20. Everything, the drone, batteries, we've gotten all 3 batteries to be in this bag with our previous 1st gen Mavic Pro. We'd stick them in these side things. It's a really nice bag actually. It's not cheap. Yeah, so I'm gonna open up all these little boxes to see everything that's in there. But the first things that are unopened are the batteries here. You get 2 extra batteries that come with it, which will be super nice for filming longer scenes for stuff, because you can just land it really quick, take off, and start filming again. I'm gonna collapse this up and just so you can see, because that was one thing that we really loved about it as well, is just being able to take it with us anywhere. I've got a camera bag and this thing will fit right into it. Having a bag like this and a drone that folds up the way it does, like just fits right in there. We can put the batteries on the outside. Once I get all these things open, I'll get all of that. We're in a Jeep, and a family of 5 in a Jeep, and stuff that can fold up and get really small is the most valuable thing on earth because space is really important. This is the car charger here, so it can plug in to the car jack spot, and then you can charge one battery at a time. It'll plug right into the top part of this, and they charge rather quickly. So that's convenient for traveling. If you just need to quickly plug something in and you've got your vehicle on site where you're filming, you can just plug that into your car, plug that in. This is a sling for the bag. This battery hub thing actually didn't come in the old power kit. The remote is designed for a Lightning USB charger, so perfect for Apple phones and Apple products, but for Androids and other devices, this is the adapter piece, so you just switch it out on the remote. You also get extra joysticks in case they wear out or break, and then of course the remote charger and another adapter in case something breaks. And then the last box is more wires and another part to the charger for the hub itself. So on the previous one, I'm actually gonna have to figure out what's in this one. I think it's just a different setup for the main hub. On the other one, it was this square where you put all of them on top of each other. I'm gonna see if this is like where it opens and folds out or something. But yeah, this is sick. So it actually opens up, you can put 2 batteries here. This side opens up, you can put 2 there, and then this is where it plugs in. This is actually a better design because with that square, sometimes we'd have it set up there and a battery would just fall off because it's just hanging on by the part where it charges. So this time, they're gonna be sitting there securely. They actually have latches where they sit. So that's sweet. You can put on 4 batteries at once to charge, which is amazing. That's actually really beauty. I like this also because it collapses to a nice small thing. And in the front here, another thing that comes with the Flammore kit is an extra pair of props. So just in case you crash and you break them, you got that on top of them, so you're not gonna have to buy more. So I think that the Flammore kit is really worth it to buy because of the bag you get, the extra batteries, the chargers, like the multiple charge bar, extra everything, so in case anything breaks, you've got it all there. So it's really beauty and a good buy in my opinion. One last thing, we bought this Polar Pro standard kit of lenses designed for the Mavic 2 Pro. I got this because filming sunsets in different lighting conditions or times of day, these just help cut down, like for a sunset, different footage that I've gotten up at our island or in different places around the world. The sun can go really bright and purple and then really dark and like orangey, and it just doesn't work. It gets overexposed and it's really hard to control. And same for different lighting conditions, and I'm gonna have to experience with this because it's just gonna help a lot, I think, and it's another just cool thing that we got with the drone. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you're interested in the gear we use, our Amazon store is linked in the description box below. Stay tuned for a future review coming out on this epic drone. Also, don't forget to check out the episodes linked at the end of this video.